we had sessions in English, and I saw like 3 or 4 different people from the conference team come to me and say, hey, that group is speaking English because they have international there. I mean, I said, of course, they are, but it's an improvement. I'd like to congratulate you all for making an effort and including those who make this network special, internationals. Hand of applause to you guys. But the session. This session is called the Brazilian way of doing AIESEC. And what is the purpose of it? What is the objective? What are the objectives of it? First of all, to explore AIESEC Brazil's contribution to the network. We contribute a lot to the network. So let's take a look at a little bit of what we contribute. What we do well. So then, we understand what makes AIESEC Brazil unique. What makes Brazilian AIESECers feel so proud about the AIESEC country that they belong to? We are very proud. I am very proud. Last but not least, to reflect how we, as members of AIESEC Brazil, leaders of AIESEC Brazil, can take the lead of AIESEC Brazil. So, how's this going to work? First, we're going to take a look at, okay, what have we achieved in terms of results, right? And then we're going to have a talk show. If you invited guests. But first of all, the results. Do you guys have any idea of how much we contribute to the network? Have you seen anything about this? Some arrows I see some hands nodding. Well, so this is basically what we have achieved, and be very proud of this. Because if you're not part of delivering this, you are now, and you will continue to deliver all this and more. So this is AIESEC Brazil figures. And these are what our organization considers organizational results. And this is what we have been delivering. 1,503, this is what we have delivered so far in our year, which in AIESEC starts in July and goes all the way until June. 1,503 exchange experiences, 1,436 team management experiences, 409 dual experiences. I mean, no, actually, this is what this is supposed to be. This is a moment in which you can be proud. So somebody. AIESEC Brazil, congratulate all of us. And we're going to recognize a few LCs in the process. But continuing, 3,323 members in 33 entities. A lot of numbers, right? But what do they say? I mean, how much does the network contribute? This is how important we are. We're number 3 in the world, in 107 countries. Brazil is number 3 in the delivery of exchange experiences, behind only China and India. Number 2 in team management experiences, behind China only. But quite honestly, we have 1.3 billion people. They should wait for us. We're still gonna do better. Number 2, dual experiences, behind China only. But they're still our friends. And number 3, the members, behind India and China. And what does that represent? I mean, it's still a lot, so, right? But this is 12% of what the world has other exchange experiences. Like 12%, 12%. Or 50% of Ibero-America. So we have, I don't know if you know, but Brazil have regions. And one of the regions is Ibero-America. And we account for 50% of the exchange experiences delivered in the IGN. So we're basically half. 8% of team management experiences, that's one way a bit lower. 40% of what is delivered in IGN. 14% of dual experiences in the world. 5% of members in IGN. 65% of dual experiences, I mean more than half. 31% of members. How does that make you feel? Good, that's it. You're number 3, number 2, number 1. And you feel, how does that make you feel? Anybody would like to share their thoughts? Yesterday you were fighting, accusing me of prejudice because I didn't let you eat. I'd like to hear somebody sharing their thoughts. Anybody?
Não vai caber. O que eu fiz?
Ah, tem um que eu preciso.
So translating, let's be number 1, fuck.
Olhando para esses eu já tinha olhado eles antes. É bom? Tá todo mundo? Eu já tinha olhado eles antes e sempre que eu fazer um teste com alguém muito novo, eu mostro esses números. Muito orgulho, sabe, hoje eu faço parte dessa AIESEC, que está treinando pra caralho. E, bom, ver vocês aqui agora, todo mundo bem no grupo, todo mundo motivado para essa conferência. E saber que, olhando para vocês, você tem muito mais e vai chegar no top 1 porra e fica falando. Então, tá todo mundo de parabéns, vamos ser o top 1.
I'll come back to you in just a second. But I'd like to hear what Lacey has to say. Why is being top 1 fuck important to you? That doesn't matter, well.
I think that we must be top 1 because we deserve that. Because AIESEC Brazil had huge growth since last year, and we are so engaged to deliver more. So we deserve that, and we can do that. It's not impossible. So let's go to big top 1. Fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry for the virtual delegates. Somebody else here wanted to say something, and you'll be the last person to do it. Okay?
Eu só acho que assim, a gente tem que ficar muito orgulhoso. A gente tem que pensar que isso também é referente a números de um país grande. A gente só vai focar atrás de países grandes como Chile e Índia. Às vezes não pensar só em números, às vezes está realmente fazendo impacto, porque países pequenos têm limites de números. Talvez o impacto não seja muito forte. Então a gente tem que talvez gerir a qualidade para ver se isso está gerando impacto final. Só a gente se preocupar com isso.
And that definitely makes this unique. We're still going to get there. let me get to the stage first. All right, liking what I see here. So, to continue, we'd like to welcome you all to the AIESEC Brazil talk show. I'd like to invite a few very important people to come up on the stage and share their opinions, their ideas, and they are Camila Serpa, LCB of AIESEC Franca, which please welcome to the stage. Porta, LCB of AIESEC in Georgia. Welcome. And last but not least, to give a little bit of international perspective, somebody who's both a national and an international, both Brazilian and Guatemalan, Isma, our MC and former MCP president of AIESEC in Guatemala. So welcome. Thank you all for coming. First, we have a message from two very important people for us. One of them is actually our current president, Ana Laura, who is currently in Rotterdam, starting her transition to AIESEC International. She was selected, our president was selected, to be part of AIESEC International, the international office. And she has something to share with us. And then we have a message from another person. But let's keep that a surprise. So let's start with Anna's message to AIESEC in Brazil.
Hello, AIESEC in Brazil. I'm Anna. I'm the president of AIESEC in Brazil. But as you can see, I cannot attend this conference and see you all there because I'm here in Rotterdam in the Netherlands at the AIESEC International office because I just arrived yesterday and tomorrow starts my transition as a VP in AIESEC International. I wish I could be there with you in this conference because this conference is very special. It's the first steps that you will take in this organization in the national level. You'll get to see people from all across the country, maybe from all across the world, and get to connect with them and share ideas and talk about leadership and talk about the experience that you might have in this organization. So my message to you is take the lead of that experience from the very beginning. Make decisions, take risks, take everything that you can from this organization and make sure that you have the most incredible experience for yourself and that you also provide that kind of experiences to someone else, to other people, to other AIESECers. So all the best. Take the lead of your own experience because that's what AIESEC is about. And I hope I can see you somewhere in the world. Bye-bye.
Olá, AIESEC do Brasil, tudo bom? My name is Hugo Barreira. I'm originally from Portugal and I'm currently the president of AIESEC International. I'm leading a team that is a global office of AIESEC in the Netherlands, which is composed by 20 individuals from 16 different nationalities. It's an incredible experience that AIESEC has given to me, and I'm taking all the advantage of it by increasing and developing my leadership capabilities, my cross-cultural understanding, and many other skills. But I am not here to speak about me, I'm here to talk about AIESEC in Brazil and talk about the opportunity that we have by embracing an incredible experience through AIESEC. You are a very fortunate amount of people that are in a national conference in Brazil, CONAM. That is the first national conference for new members in Brazil. And something that we should be fortunate about and grateful is that AIESEC in Brazil is in a unique position to provide high quality AIESEC experience and with this financial sustainability that allows to invest in the network, to invest in the members. And that's a very unique position as very few countries in the network of AIESEC can do it. In another way, AIESEC in Brazil has a very particular way of doing AIESEC high quality results is quite important. And I think you have a very own way of doing that by having fun and at the same time enjoying the results and the performance that you achieve. Last but not least, AIESEC Brazil is a key entity for the network, and you can have no doubts about that. AIESEC Brazil is one of the top performers, not only in terms of the numbers, but actually in terms of driving strategy, driving innovation in the network. So keep the balance, keep performing, bring strategy, innovate, and enjoy the experience. Take care. All the best.
So that Google, Google is the president of AIESEC International. So this is what he had to say. I'll ask him to present. And yes, I make my guests work. But let's continue to the talk show. And, oh, you're so proud.
Arrumei? Ah, tá. Eu acho que não pode aparecer.
I have a few questions to you, but this is a talk show. You're in the audience. So if you want, you can ask questions too. You can give your opinion if you want. Just raise your hand.
Virtual delegates.
Oh. Does that mean you can hear me?
Não, abre espaço para os delegados virtuais.
Oh, yes. And we also have virtual delegates who are more than welcome to give your insights and also ask your questions maybe. And later on we'll have, well, you engage virtually. But keep that in mind. Yeah, go. I have a few questions to you, and I'd like to start asking Fabiola. What is AIESEC Brazil's contribution to the network for you?
Coloca a pergunta.
For me, it's very interesting to see how AIESEC Brazil is always a pioneer in the trends that we have in AIESEC. So when AIESEC 2015 was presented to us, it was very easy for us to assimilate it because we were already working with programs, we were already trying to get even higher results in the experiences and also in leadership. So it's always very interesting that we are always in the top 3, top 2, the first one in AIESEC International. So we have very few competitors, let's just say like this, and we are always like trying to get even higher results and trying to maintain our quality also. So we are pioneers for me.
Pioneer. I agree with that.
For me, one of the biggest contributions of AIESEC Brazil to the network is our results. As we just saw, Brazil has a strong contribution to the results of the entire network, AIESEC world, and top 3 in exchange realizations. And I want to highlight that in the top 10 of the LCs all around the world of full speed, 7 of them are from Brazil. So congratulations, I think it's very strong representation, and I think it's one of the biggest contributions that AIESEC Brazil has for AIESEC. But still we can get better. We have to learn how to work more efficiently with national programs, and there are a few countries that do that better than us. For example, for educational programs that we are starting to work with, there are like in Russia, they have a national program aligned with all LCs, and they know how to be very efficient with these national programs. There is something that we must learn and we can be even better if we do that well.
Thank you. So you said 7 out of the 10 top, 7 out of the top 10 countries and full experiences are in Brazil. And you can remember, I mean, the top 3 maybe?
I remember AIESEC in Santa Maria, AIESEC in Campinas, AIESEC in Florianópolis. In the world. So it's awesome.
Were any of you by any chance one of those full experiences? I mean, any of you completed team management and exchange? But this is even better. I mean, those people are not here, but besides being 7 out of the top 10, this means our members are completing full experiences, complete experiences. And this is even better. Isma, what are your thoughts on this?
Great. I was wondering first about the question of the guy who asked regarding the impact and how Brazil is working. And what I was reflecting, for sure we can do even more. If you compare the population of this country and how many LCs do we have, for sure we can deliver even more experiences. So this is a good thought to keep in mind, to go back to your LC and generate even more. What I'm talking about is about quality. For sure, this is something that we cannot show, but I can say something regarding that because I come from external perspective. And the thought that I have towards quality of ice in Brazil is that the exchanges and the team management experiences that Brazil produces and exports to the world, to the global network, are really high quality. This is something regarding to the Brazilian way of doing AIESEC. It's incredible to see how passionate we are, because I feel part of AIESEC Brazil, and how much we can deliver. So it's not a matter of doing exchange or doing the things good or great, but here in Brazil it's a matter of doing both things real good. But for sure we can deliver even more. But regarding the first question about what is the AIESEC Brazil contribution to the network, I would say investments. We're one of the few countries in the global network that has the capacity of financial investment on the network. And there are few countries that are smaller that they could grow even more if we could invest in them. One of the main strategies that we started last year was looking for exchange partners, potential exchange partners, especially in Ibero-America, like Peru, Bolivia, Guatemala, Panama. And we started to invest in their operations. What this means? We started to see that we could even send people, or either send people there, Brazilian people to go there and open different exchange opportunities for us, or we could find someone from their country to work directly opening TNs or opening exchange opportunities for our EPs. So this is one of the main strategies that led our growth last year, through all this year, and this is totally unique in the global network. I can say that Brazil is one of the few countries that invest in the operations of other countries as a growth strategy for ourselves. So I think this is a smart change.
Awesome. So, I think Brazil is the country to invest. So we're the bosses here. It's cool. But I mean, I'd like to these are all things we should be proud, and we should all be aware to. So we're going to combine both things. I mean, I know it's very early, part 1 day yesterday, so please stand up before we continue. You can stand up too. So like I said, I will combine congratulating yourselves and being awake at the same time. So turn to your right and pat your friend on the back, like, congratulations. Congratulations. member of AIESEC Brazil, you deserve to be awake. You deserve to be energetic. Shake it a little bit. Now, turn to your left. Turn to your left. And then, you're going to shake this person hard. Okay, what do you do, boy? Thank you, everyone. You know how this is. Alright, so let's continue because you have other questions. At the end, I'd like to know if any of the virtual delegates has a question for them and for us. But my other question, my second question. Are you guys feeling better? Yeah? Good. My second question is, and what is AIESEC Brazil's contribution to the country? I mean, what is the point of contributing to the member for not contributing to the country? I'd like to know your thoughts on that. And hold on, if you want to start.
In my opinion, one of the most important contribution of AIESEC Brazil to our country is all the transformation our members have during their AIESEC experience. We are inside of the main universities in Brazil, and our members, after the AIESEC experience, work with the main companies and main different industries in Brazil, and they pass through transformation when they are inside AIESEC. So all this development they get in AIESEC is important for our country because they become change agents. And for me, that's one of the most important contributions of AIESEC Brazil to our country.
Great. So here's when I become a little bit critical about AIESEC Brazil. For sure, I can say that for our country, for AIESEC Brazil and for Brazil, we're providing excellent managers and better citizens. Still, I believe that the profile of the AIESEC here in Brazil is kind of different from other perspectives, international perspectives. For sure, we are developing people that is more self-aware. So this is great. We are providing people that care about others. They know how to manage them. But one of the points that I believe that is kind of weak is the connection that AIESEC Brazil does with the world. Global issues, external perspective, external environment, it's something that I believe that is kind of weak in the kind of profile that we're developing today as member of AIESEC Brazil. So this will be one of the points that we could improve toward the next years.
So for me, we have a few points of improvement also. When you compare AIESEC in Brazil with other AIESEC, we are pioneers, we are leaders and everything, but when you compare AIESEC with its results and its influence in the country, it's a little weak, yeah. And when you compare the size of Brazil and when you compare the quantity of organization and of students that we have in Brazil, we still don't have a really great relevance in Brazil, in the country, and we still are not recognized as an organization, the first organization that develops leadership. So we still have a lot to improve to make an influence, a real influence in Brazil.
So interesting complementary opinions. So we are definitely developing capacity in our members. but can be doing a lot more. What do you agree with that? Yeah. Would anybody would like to share your thoughts on this? This is when somebody raises their hand.
Eu acho que algumas vezes não parece muito claro para algumas pessoas que estão de fora. Acho que muitas vezes as pessoas não entendem e essa dificuldade de se entender o que se passa dentro, todos os processos, as siglas e tudo isso, faz com que muitas pessoas também criem alguns tipos de estereótipos por conhecerem as pessoas em ambientes externos que não relacionados à AIESEC e que muitas vezes acaba influenciando a imagem que elas têm da AIESEC como organização e não das pessoas em específico.
Alright, anybody else?
É que não tem ninguém assistindo mesmo por causa do horário.
Eu acho que pegando o que ela falou, realmente a gente, pelo menos na minha cidade, ela é bem apagada. Na minha universidade, muitas pessoas não sabem o que é a AIESEC. E quando vem assim, o escritório e tudo mais, eu acho que é um grupo de pessoas, um grupinho. E não é isso. E lá no meu escritório eu falo que a gente tem que divulgar mais, mostrar o que realmente é a AIESEC e mostrar que não precisa ser um membro para fazer o que a AIESEC faz, entendeu? Pode ser como bolso, como outras várias coisas.
Alright, let's see if we get point of the conference across. Who was responsible for making those changes? Oh,
I am responsible.
that's right. You are responsible. I am responsible too, but we are responsible. So yeah, that's what's getting the conference getting across. And I have a third and last question. Third, yes, which is. Alright, this is our contribution. It's great. It could be a lot better. But we are proud of the way we work. We call it the Brazilian way of doing AIESEC. We're very proud of it. But what is this Brazilian way of doing AIESEC that we're so proud of? Who'd like to start?
So, what makes it unique? I would say it's something simple that might seem kind of obvious, but for the rest of the global network, it isn't. And it's the fact that AIESEC Brazil proved that we can both broadly change operations and also we can develop leadership. And we care. Do we care in developing leadership? In the global perspective, I would say there are some countries that care more about developing leadership within their AIESEC members, and some other countries that care more about just operations, exchange management. And I would say that what makes AIESEC Brazil unique is that we discovered that it's not a matter of doing one thing or another, but actually it's a matter of doing both things. And we can prove for sure doing this, but we are just on the road to be one of the unique countries that for sure live the Philly AIESEC experience in its most beautiful way, which is living all the opportunities that AIESEC experience has.
So, for me, what makes us unique is kind of the same as Isma said. We don't have to choose between one thing or another. We are an AIESEC that we are having even higher results, even higher goals we have. And it's very interesting because we don't have to choose between quantity and results and quality also. So we can do both. It's very interesting to see as we are growing as a network, as AIESEC in Brazil, we are also maintaining the quality of our exchange and our experience. So, as an example, in just 1 year, we grew from 60 full experience to more than 400 flow experiences. So, and we continue maintaining the quality of it. And it's very interesting to see that we don't have to choose between quantity and quality. We can do both, and this is what makes us unique.
In my opinion, we also, what makes us unique is the trends we need. Because our will to grow make us think different and make things that impact the entire network. So we start things in AIESEC Brazil that trends in the whole world, and that makes us unique because we try to do something different because we are not satisfied with the size and the relevance we already have. So we have to do something different, to do something innovative, and it impacts the entire network for me to make us unique.
All right, thank you. I'm sorry, what? Oh, all right. So, can you, well, we have somebody here who was an LCP in the Czech Republic. Yeah, that's you. And she's currently a trainee and I think it's a US educational project. I'd like to ask you, so we're talking here about what makes AIESEC and what is the Brazilian way of doing AIESEC? And I'd like to ask you, what are your thoughts on this? The question is, in your opinion, what is unique about AIESEC Brazil? What is unique about the way AIESEC Brazil sees AIESEC, does AIESEC, delivers AIESEC?
Hello everyone. For those who doesn't know me yet, I'm Martina. I come from Czech and the last term I've been LCP and now I'm doing exchange in AIESEC Club. Yeah, that question is quite interesting. And like currently my LCP is week planning, so I have a lot to say towards like this topic. And according to me, what you are really special, guys, is that we are working with like strategies for sending like new AIESEC experience already. Like AI doesn't have already strategies, but you are already doing the things. So you have already the programs. You are already working with like engagement into AIESEC, and you're working with like lifelong connection and everything before something very official is announced, which is great. And I think that also in the Czech Republic we feel kind of inspired by you. Because even though the official strategies are not announced, you already know, aha, the new AIESEC experience looks like this, and maybe we should start with something like in advance, you know, like be one of the first, like really be the driver. So this is something I really feel inspired also, and we will copy it in Czech Republic very soon.
Hi guys, from AIESEC Flipa. What makes the Brazilian way of doing AIESEC unique is because us as Brazilians are unique. And that's what we talked about yesterday. We put this little bracelet yesterday, that's because we believe in us, in the Brazilian people. That's why we are unique. I'm not saying that we're better or worse than any other country. We see the example of Martina, who is here doing a great job. Doing a great job for us. Doing a social positive impact in her country, in our country, in the world. That's what really matters. But in passion of being unique, I believe that we Brazilians, we believe in our people. I believe the human kindness of Brazilian people. We are humble by heart. We care about each other. We care about the others. The world, not necessarily a neighborhood, but when we look around, we really see people. We really see human. And that's what makes us unique. Because we care. We're not looking back looking for what's coming back for us, what's we given to the world. That's why I believe in AIESEC, that's why I believe in the way Brazilians do our job in AIESEC.
Thank you. And Japan, wow. See how nice it is to have sessions in English? Like how arrogant of us how arrogant of us would it be to talk about how unique we are amongst ourselves? I mean, of course we're going to find ourselves unique, but we need a certain perspective. And thankfully, we have a certain perspective here. Actually, we have quite a few, and she was able to contribute because we are running the session in English. But we're going to the last question, which is a question sent by a virtual delegate. And the question I'd like to ask one of you, to answer. You can volunteer. And the question reads, how can we be more relevant in our own country then? How can people truly understand AIESEC, our jobs and values? I'll repeat. How can we be more relevant in our own country then? How can people truly understand AIESEC, our jobs and values?
I will answer with two words. The first one is keep growing, which is the only way to be even more to notice people that is doing things. And the second part would be connect with external environment. We are doing things and we keep the good things towards ourselves. And I think this is one of the main mistakes that we do. We do amazing things, but nobody cares because we don't tell that things to the world. So, summarizing these words would be keep growing, fast and strong, and second would be try to connect even more with the external environment.
Right, thank you. Well, and now we conclude, we finish, we end the talk show. I'd like you all to give a warm round of applause. Thank you. And the guests in the last 15 minutes of the session are you. So, I have two other questions. And I'd like to ask them to use sitting in your LSDs. So when we say now, I'd like you all to please sit together with your LSD delegations. Understood? LSD delegations. Now. Alright? Guys, silence please. Silence please. You're going to have more time to sit later. Now please stand where you are. Don't move. Some of you are in your LSDs already, so I'd like to ask a question. So we talked about how AIESEC in Brazil contributes to that effort. We saw AIESEC in Brazil unique. But now, I want to ask those questions to you. How does your LC contribute to the effort of AIESEC in Brazil? How does your LC take the lead of AIESEC in Brazil? That's number one. And number two is, what makes your LC unique? So very fast ideas, because we only have 5 minutes. You may now start. Your contribution, your uniqueness. Now.
And we thought that our main difference is because we have a lot of impact in our university, because we are mainly new in Latin America. So we have a lot of students to impact, and we're not only impact
like to know from two people, and only two, the answer to the question. How will you take the lead of AIESEC in Brazil? Be objective, be concrete, if possible, be manual.
Yeah, like we heard yesterday, first we have to take the lead of ourselves. So if we take the lead of ourselves, we can take the lead of our LC and then start making the change on our city and our LC and then take the lead of Brazil. So the first step we have to make is to take the lead of ourselves, start changing and make the change.
Thank you. Somebody from AIESEC so far right now. How will you take the lead of AIESEC in Brazil?
In Salvador, we talk about annual ways, and we talk about results for 1 month. So, what we're going to do in 1 month. And for our second program, we have 3 people here, and we thought about a host program that we have to increase. So, we have to talk to externals and people from other organizations. And about my second corporate sales, we talk about giving more raises and following up the meetings with the NGOs and simplifying the process and matching and everything, because my second corporate is about simplifying things over and over. So in Salvador, sometimes we take too long to do some things, so it's better if we simplify everything.
Right, thank you. And how many ranges are you going to have?
And for the next month, 15 months.
You or your team?
My team.
Your team. What about you?
I am going to give 5 raises for the next week.
All right, maybe make a little less and more time. We're being fine. We have. Are you proud of the team in Brazil? Yeah. Louder. Are you proud of being AIESEC in Brazil? Yeah. Thank you very much.